Good morning, I'm Felicity and welcome to my microfarm. It is like 14 degrees, it's like warm out here today. I was expecting to have to wear my jacket. And so anyway, I wanted to talk about my Vegepods today because they've, I went through a period probably over the last 18 months of really not being able to grow much, mainly because I didn't have the time. And I guess I felt kind of defeated because around here, it's kind of cold and I was struggling with, trying to develop systems so that I could, extend our seasons a bit, particularly the summer. We've got a pretty mild summer except for in January, so it tends to get pretty hot. And then I've always wanted Vegepods, but they're quite expensive, to be honest. So these ones that I've got, I didn't actually buy full price because I'm a bit of a cheapskate. So I've got a large one over here, I'll show properly in a second, and then in the middle is the small one, and then I've also got I've got the medium size as well. I tend to do more intensive gardening. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the square foot gardening, but I kind of base it on that sort of principle. And so the large one is 1 by 2 meters. The small is 1 by, I guess it's a quarter of the size of this one, so 50 centimeters. And then the medium is like, I'm really not great with pointing this one. The medium is 1 meter by 1 meter. I bought the large one, so I've been looking for, I reckon, about a couple of years, because usually what happens is that nothing comes on to the sort of second-hand market, the classifieds, until people have used them for a bit, maybe not had much success or got bored with it, and then end up selling them on Facebook Marketplace or where we are, we've got Gumtree. Birdies. And so I got the large one from this guy who had bought it brand new for a family member, and the family member didn't want it, so he sold it at a discount. And then the small and the medium ones, they were secondhand, they had been used, and so I think one of them didn't come with a stand. So they can either come, you don't have to have a stand, but it's great for the height. I think that's a real benefit. So I've got, the large only comes with a stand, you can't push it around or move it. Too heavy for that. The small one's I've got it on a stand, and then the medium one, I've got it on a trolley so I can move it around. Have to be honest, it's a bit awkward. I try not to move them now. I did move the medium and the small one. They were sort of over this side, but the north sun is over here, and what I was finding is that they were, because we're in the middle of winter, we're in the early winter, the sun's just not hitting the sides, so have them all facing the north so I can get as much sun as possible. Behind us, we've got a lot of trees, so that doesn't help. It kind of blocks out a lot of the sun as well. So sun is at a premium here. I've got to take what I can get. So the large one, I think it retails for like $4.89, and that's just the base with the cover. Medium's $3.29 and the small one is $209. So at a base price, if you're looking for something a bit, you're not wanting to spend a ton of money, these probably aren't it. There are other things to use, but I have to be honest, they've been pretty amazing as far as being able to extend and keep things warm, also protect all my stuff from the frost. And I find too, because the weather gets quite cold in the mid sort of July, August, what I find is that even like things like broccoli and that they stop growing. So it's not even that they're fine with the frost, but they stop growing. So I want to be able to keep things going. And so we'll see how those go this winter. So I do more intensive gardening, close space. I kind of keep it around the 30 centimetre sort of mark, and everything is spaced within that 30 centimetres. So at the moment, I've got cauliflower, broccoli, strawberry. I've got a strawberry plant, garlic, and spinach, I think. Maybe I'll have a look. All right, so look, so this is the large Vegepod. I've actually got two covers on. So I've got the original mesh one, And then I've got the plastic one on top of that, so to retain a bit of heat. So what I've got, I've mainly got cauliflower in here. Oh, look at them growing. They were pretty small a couple of weeks ago. I've got leeks up the back. You won't be able to see those very much. Yeah, there they are. Better use all the space I could. And I've got lettuce. I forgot about that. Look at me. Parsley, and I'm going to put just in here, just to remind myself, stuck a bit of hay up. I'm going to put in, what am I putting in? Broccoli. And then I think I should, I've got garlic chives too. Wow, there we go. And there's a bit of cabbage still growing. So, fatal mistake that I made. You're not supposed to do this. So the with all of them, I don't think I put in potting soil, which is required, and the large one takes up lots. I think it's like 18 bags of 25 litre potting mix, so it's pretty big. Takes up a lot of soil, so again, not cheap. If you're doing 18 bags, 25 litres, you add that up. But I took some compost from I've got down the front, like a huge pile of it, and anyway, apparently it's got grass seeds in it, so I get a lot of grass seeds, so don't make my mistake. The other thing is I've got a lot of hay in here. The hay's okay, but so I've got hay in here. The problem with hay is that it has a tendency to sprout, so I do have, I mean, it's pretty superficial. The roots don't penetrate the soil very much. You can see stuff I've pulled out, and then you can see some of this stuff that's growing as well. It's easy to pull out, but I don't know if I'll use hay again. It's a bit of, it's from the root stout method. And anyway, so here's the small bed full of broccoli. It's actually only got 3 plants. The small one at the back because obviously it's got a little missing bit of sun. And then I've got spinach. Where's the spinach? Come here. Oh, I broke the leaf. There we go. Just there. I'll give that one to the chickens. Seriously, you two. So here's the meeting bed. I'm not listening. I've got cauliflower and broccoli up here. This is all just going to be broccoli and cauliflower. That's looking good. And I'm going to plant one more back there. I just wanted to remind myself of to tell you guys a bit about, I guess, some of the pros and cons of the Vegepods. So pros, if you get the stands, they're really good height, and you don't have to keep bending down all the time, so I really like those. Problem is they are an added expense, so they're not particularly cheap there. The covers are really useful. There's talked about, hang on. Honestly, this morning is one of those mornings. Noise everywhere. Anywho, I shall persist. Covers are really useful. That's one thing I really love about it, and easy to put up and down. They do have, there's a little string that you can attach that keeps the Vegepods open when they're fully opened. But we found, just because of where we are with the pool railing, etc., that did work. So my partner actually, I'll show you, hang on. So we got some green line and chiseled out, you see at the top, chiseled out a little dent, and so I use those and it's great, works quite well. So clearly good for frost protection, extending the season. Although, let's see, yeah, it did. So tomatoes, because I planted them really late in here, I planted some bush tomatoes, and they actually went, as time went by, they produced quite a few, so I wasn't unhappy with that. There is a drainage hole, so I think it takes with the mister, because there is a mister here on the inside, and you put in your hose here, and if you do it, I think on the website it says about 20 minutes, it should fill the reservoir down the bottom. And it's a wicking type system, so it's not they don't claim that it's a wicking bed. I do like the fact that there's a mister. I think that's probably going to be handier in the summer rather than the winter. And then I can plant a lot, particularly in the large and the medium. They've been really good. I've been really pleased with how much I've been able to put in there. I mean, I could do a quick hand, hang on. With the big ones, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've got 11 of cauliflower and broccoli just in total. Strawberry, quite a few leeks, a little bit of spinach I just shoved in there. I was going to put coriander in, but I've got no room. A bit of lettuce, parsley. So, you know, a fair bit, and that's in 2x1. So I really like that. The cons though, expensive. You know, kind of out of reach of for a lot of people, especially today with everything being so expensive. You know, so takes a lot of medium, particularly the large one. So I took it, and I mean I got stuff. I didn't get it all from bags. I did mix it up, but like I said, fatal mistake. I should never have used the stuff that had been sitting there for a long time. So I would go. I mean, now I would probably, well, the smaller medium. I don't know what I'd do with the large one because I ain't emptying it again. Certainly put compost in it. What else would I put in? Probably something to help with the wicking process, maybe perlite or something. And then maybe organic potting soil, but that's expensive, you know, when you do it in large quantities. The large Vegepod is really heavy and can't be moved unless the soil is removed, but I'd already planned where I was going to put this, so I'm using this as sort of this space as part of that permaculture principle of zone 1. So zone 1 being, you know, closest, I mean 0 is the house, and then zone 1, easy access. And I wanted to be able to plant things that we eat a lot of, which is at the moment broccoli. We eat a lot of broccoli, and chuck in a bit of cauliflower too. Lettuce we also eat quite a bit of, so I thought, all right, well, I'll do those closest to the house, and then, you know, gardens in sections around the property. That, you know, I'll just have to walk further, why not? So I think for the total with the medium for the large pod, it was 450 litres, which is quite a bit. 225 for the medium pod, and I think I wrote down for the small one 100 litres. So I reckon, you know, for the purpose for me, I mean, they're not going to suit everybody because of maybe the price, or, you know, everyone's got their own little microclimate, but it worked in the pool area. It's worked for me. And I suppose what they did, you know, because I was taking holidays in January of this year after a hellish year last year of just being so busy, and I thought, you know, I really wanted to get started again. I thought that, you know, because I saw Vegepods being sold secondhand, I thought, right, here's my opportunity. And it just reminded me of just how much I enjoy gardening, and how much I'd missed it. So thanks, Vegepods. There is no sponsorship here, by the way. too small a channel for that. I don't have anyone following me yet. Let me show you the garlic. I'm so excited. I haven't grown garlic since when we came here in 2019 towards the end, and I planted garlic in 2020 that May. I have to be honest, it wasn't particularly successful, so I'm pretty excited about what I've got already. They were like babushka dolls, you know, the more you open, the smaller the garlic got. They were tiny. So I was pretty disappointed. I tend to give up with that, and so what I tend to do, a bit of a bad habit, because there's so many things you can try with gardening, I'll try one thing, didn't work so well, and I just move on to the next rather than persevering. So I feel like by doing this channel, it's going to help me stick with things instead of just, you know, moving on to something else. And so, let me show the garlic before I forget. So I put some in my medium bed, and let me show you now. And there they are. Hello, garlic. Look at that one. Aren't you awesome? There's one here. Oh, I might have planted that a bit close, but anyway, that's all right. I think 1, 2, oh, that's close. 3, 4. Look at it. Garlic. Now let's see how tiny they are when they come up. Is this one? I think this might be one too. Oh, yeah, actually I think it is. I've planted them in weird places. That's okay. Look, it's all about experimentation, and we'll see how they come up. Anyway, isn't that awesome? So, final reflections on the Vegepod. I would probably buy more if I could. I don't really have. I could probably put one more next to the medium-sized Vegepod, but to be honest, it'll probably get in the way. So I might have to leave it as is and just keep these 3. But I really love them, and if you can buy them cheaper somewhere else, that's always a good thing. Go second hand. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that today. Anyway, you guys enjoy your day, and we'll see you next time.